Hello students, today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic, that is reproduction in plant. So what is reproduction? The production of new individuals from their parents is known as reproduction, or it is defined as the production of offsprings from their parents. The process of reproduction is one of the important life process, and it is essential for the continuity of the species. So it is very important for the survival of the species. Different organisms reproduced in different ways. In plants there are two different methods of reproduction: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. First we will talk about asexual reproduction, the process in which only one parent is involved in production of new individual is called as asexual reproduction. Or we can say no fusion of gametes will take place in asexual reproduction. There are different ways of asexual reproduction. Vegetative propagation. In vegetative propagation, the vegetative part of a plant can be grown and it can give rise to a new plant. This is called as vegetative propagation. There are different ways like vegetative buds. As you have seen in potatoes, there are small structures, buds which are present on the potato. We also call them as eyes. We cut the pieces of potato. Every piece should contain eye, and we sow it in the soil. It will produce new potatoes. Then there is another method like cutting. Suppose you just cut the branch of a rose, put it in the soil, it will develop roots and a new plant is formed. Layering is another process of vegetative propagation in which the branch of a plant which is nearer to the ground is just pulled and buried under the soil. It develops the roots, then it is cut from the parent plant. It can grow into a new plant. Grafting is another process, very important process, in which the character of two plants are mixed together. In grafting, one structure is called as stalk, another structure is called as scion. Stalk is a part on which grafting is done. Stalk is attached to the roots, and scion is another part of another plant which is having different characters, and after grafting we can get the desired characters in the plant. Then budding. Budding is another process in which a small structure which appear on the parent body, that is called as bud. That bud divide and redivides, and it again form the new organisms. And you can see in this diagram budding in yeast. This is chain budding in yeast. Then fragmentation. Fragmentation is another process of reproduction in plants, like in some algae, Spirogyra, which are present in water bodies. When the parents mature, it simply splits into two or more fragments, two or more pieces, and every piece will give rise to a new organism. Then the last method, that is spore formation. In some plants or in some fungus like rhizopus, bread mold, they reproduce through the spores. Spores are very minute in structure, they are very small in structure. They are developed in the sporangium, they are having a hypha through which they are attached to the substratum. This sporangium bursts, break down, and spores are released in the airs, and when they fall on the substrate, when they fall on the food material, they will germinate and they will grow, they will reproduce. This is the method of spore formation. In next video we will talk about sexual reproduction.